My beloved brothers and sisters, let me ask you something important. When we want to build a strong house, what is the first thing we think about? Is it the paint on the walls, the curtains in the windows, or the furniture inside? Number. The very first thing we must secure is the foundation, because if the foundation is weak, no matter how beautiful the house looks on the outside, one storm, one shake, one heavy rain, and the entire house will collapse. Now think about marriage in the same way. Many people today rush into marriage focusing only on the paint and decorations. They look only at looks, at wealth, at social status. They spend so much on the wedding day, the lights, the stage, the photography, while forgetting that the wedding lasts for one night, but the marriage lasts for a lifetime. And if the foundation is weak, all the decorations of that one night will not save it. The truth is, a beautiful marriage is not built in a day. It is built every single day. It is not about having the perfect spouse. It is about building the perfect foundation together. And Allah reminds us in the Quran that marriage is a sign from Him. And among His signs is that He created for you from yourselves spouses, that you may find tranquility in them. And He placed between you affection and mercy. This verse shows us that marriage is meant to be a place of peace, mercy, and love, but that only happens when the base is solid. And who showed us the best example of how to build this foundation? It was none other than our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He did not build his marriages on wealth or status, but on love, respect, mercy, and faith in Allah. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us that the best of men are those who are best to their wives. Imagine, he connected greatness not to wealth, not to power, not to appearance, but to how a man treats his spouse. Sadly today, many marriages are collapsing not because love was missing, but because the foundation was never laid properly. Two people may love each other, but without trust, without respect, without mercy, that love turns bitter. Just like two people may buy the most expensive furniture, but if they place it on a cracked floor, everything eventually falls apart. My beloved brothers and sisters, the very first brick in the foundation of a strong marriage is Taqwa, God consciousness. What does Taqwa mean? It means to live every moment remembering that Allah is watching you. It means before you speak, before you act, before you react, you ask yourself, will Allah be pleased with me if I do this? Now imagine a marriage where both the husband and the wife live with this awareness. The husband thinks before raising his voice, Allah is watching me. If I harm her, I am accountable. The wife thinks before speaking harshly, Allah is watching me. If I disrespect him, I am accountable. When Taqwa is alive in both hearts, trust, peace, and love begin to grow naturally. Without Taqwa, my brothers and sisters, the foundation of marriage becomes shaky. A man without Taqwa may betray his wife when temptation comes. A woman without Taqwa may turn her marriage into a battlefield with arrogance or neglect. Without Taqwa, small issues become mountains because the focus shifts from pleasing Allah to pleasing only oneself. But with Taqwa, even the hardest trials become lighter. The couple who has Taqwa knows that every struggle is a test, and every test is a chance to grow closer to Allah. They know that marriage is not just about enjoying good times, but about walking together through storms while holding on to Allah's rope. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us clear advice about the foundation of choosing a spouse. He said, "A woman is married for four things: her wealth, her lineage, her beauty, and her religion. Choose the one who is religious. May your hands be rubbed with dust, i.e., may you prosper." Bukhari and Muslim. What does this mean? It means beauty fades, wealth comes and goes, lineage cannot protect you, but Taqwa, faith, and Deen will always hold your marriage together. And let's not misunderstand. Taqwa doesn't mean never making mistakes. Every husband and wife will make mistakes. Taqwa means catching yourself, repenting quickly, and correcting yourself for the sake of Allah. It means saying, "I'm sorry," when pride tells you to stay silent. It means forgiving your spouse not because they deserve it every time, but because you want Allah to forgive you. Think of taqwa as the invisible shield around your marriage. The world outside may tempt you with haram, with comparisons, with whispers of shaitan trying to break your peace. But when your home is built on taqwa, it becomes like a fortress. Inside that fortress, both hearts feel safe because they know Allah is their protector. So my dear brothers and sisters, if you are single, let taqwa be your #1 priority when searching for a spouse. Do not be blinded by money, looks, or temporary status. Ask, do they fear Allah? Do they pray? Do they lower their gaze? Do they live with honesty? Because if they fear Allah, they will never harm you. And if they don't fear Allah, then no contract, no wealth, no beauty will ever be enough to guarantee your peace. And if you are already married, then renew the foundation with taqwa. Sit together and remind each other, we are not just husband and wife. We are partners on the path to Jannah. Pray together. Make dhikr together. When taqwa enters the marriage, love turns into mercy, and mercy turns into barakah. My beloved brothers and sisters, one of the biggest mistakes people make when choosing a spouse is that they get blinded by charm. They see beauty and think it equals happiness. They see money and think it guarantees peace. They see someone's popularity or influence and believe that will bring them respect. But the truth is very simple. Beauty fades, money comes and goes, status rises and falls, but character remains. Think about it. A person can be the most attractive on the outside, but if their tongue is sharp, their temper uncontrolled, their heart arrogant, then that beauty becomes poison in the marriage. You cannot build a strong home on charm alone. Charm may win the wedding day, but only character can win the years that follow. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us this very clearly. He said, "The most complete of believers in faith are those with the best character, and the best of you are those who are best to their wives." Tirmidhi. Subhanallah, look at the connection. Our faith is not measured only by prayer or fasting, but by how we treat our spouse at home. Character means patience. It means humility. It means honesty. It means mercy. It means that even when your spouse makes a mistake, you respond with gentleness instead of cruelty. A person with good character will lift you up, not drag you down. They will cover your faults, not expose them. They will make your home a place of peace, not a battlefield. Let me share an example. Imagine a husband who is wealthy, handsome, and admired by many people, but when he comes home, he insults his wife, ignores her feelings, and treats her like a burden. What is the value of his beauty or wealth in that home? It becomes worthless. On the other hand, imagine a man who may not be rich or famous, but he greets his wife with a smile, listens to her heart, helps her with her struggles, and protects her dignity. Which home will have peace? Which home will last? The same is true for women. A woman may be admired for her looks, but if she is arrogant, ungrateful, or disrespectful, the marriage becomes heavy and painful. But a woman with good character, who shows kindness, who encourages her husband in good deeds, who guards his honor in his absence, she becomes the queen of his heart, even if she has nothing of this world. This is why, when we talk about building the right foundation for marriage, we must remember that charm is temporary, but character is eternal. And here's something important, my brothers and sisters. Character is revealed in the small things. Pay attention to how a person treats waiters, cleaners, or people with less status. Pay attention to how they speak when they are angry. Pay attention to whether they keep their promises, because the way they treat others today is the way they will eventually treat you tomorrow. If you are still searching for a spouse, don't let your eyes blind your heart. Look for a person who has humility, patience, and sincerity. someone who prays when no one is watching, someone who speaks truth even when it's hard, someone who controls their anger and forgives quickly. That is the person who will protect you, honor you, and build a strong home with you. And if you are already married, then remind yourself, your spouse doesn't just need your looks or your earnings, they need your character. They need your kindness. They need your patience. They need your gentle words. Marriage is not about how you look in front of the world. It is about how you treat each other when the doors are closed. My brothers and sisters, character is the cement that holds the bricks of marriage together. Without it, the walls will crack, no matter how fancy they look. But with it, even a small home becomes a palace filled with light. My beloved brothers and sisters, if taqwa is the foundation and character is the cement, then trust is the wall that protects the marriage. Without trust, a relationship cannot stand. You may have love, you may have attraction, you may have wealth, but if there is no trust, the home will feel like a prison instead of a sanctuary. Trust is not built overnight. It is built slowly, like a wall, brick by brick, action by action, word by word. And just like a wall, once it is strong, it can protect everything inside. But if it is broken, even once, it can take years to rebuild. Think about it. When you marry someone, you are not just sharing your name and your house. You are sharing your heart, your secrets, your fears, and your vulnerabilities. That is why betrayal feels so heavy, because trust is not a small thing. It is the very glue that holds two hearts together. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us, when a man tells something and then goes away, it is a trust. Tirmidhi. And he also said, there is no faith for the one who cannot be trusted. Ahmad. Subhanallah, look at the seriousness. Our Deen connects trust directly with faith. If you break the trust of your spouse, you are not just damaging the marriage, you are damaging your faith. Now, how do we build this wall of trust, brick by brick? Brick 1, honesty. Always be truthful with your spouse, even when the truth is difficult. Lies are like cracks in the wall. One lie today may seem small, but tomorrow it becomes bigger until the entire wall collapses. Brick 2, loyalty. Guard your spouse's honor in public and in private. Never allow outsiders to interfere in your marriage, and never open doors for haram relationships or flirtation. Loyalty is the strongest brick in the wall. Brick 3, reliability. Keep your promises. If you say you will do something, do it. If you commit to protecting your spouse, then protect them with all your strength. A person who does not keep their word will never build trust. Brick 4, confidentiality. What happens inside the home stays inside the home. A strong spouse covers the faults of the other, not exposes them to family, friends, or strangers. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ warned us about those who reveal private matters of their spouse. Such behavior destroys trust. Brick 5, consistency. Trust is not built in grand gestures, it is built in daily actions. The way you speak, the way you handle anger, the way you respect your spouse every single day. Consistency proves that your love is safe. But my brothers and sisters, we must also understand this. Trust can be destroyed in a moment. One act of betrayal, one broken promise, one careless word can undo years of effort. That is why trust is both the most precious and the most fragile part of marriage. When trust is broken, the heart feels unsafe. Even when the person tries to move forward, a voice inside whispers, "Can I believe them again? Will they hurt me again?" That constant doubt is poison for the soul. This is why protecting trust must be one of the highest priorities in every marriage. If you are single and looking for a spouse, ask yourself, is this a person I can trust with my secrets, my flaws, my weaknesses, and my future? Because marriage is not about finding someone to laugh with only, it is about finding someone you can cry with safely. And if you are already married, then work every day to build that trust. If you have made mistakes in the past, don't give up. Rebuild the walls slowly, brick by brick. Prove with actions, not just words, that you can be trusted again. And remember, the one who forgives and rebuilds for the sake of Allah will find Allah rebuilding their heart with peace. So, my beloved brothers and sisters, trust is not a decoration. It is the very wall that shields your marriage from storms. Without it, even love feels heavy and unsafe. But with it, even silence feels comforting, and even struggles feel lighter, because both hearts know, I can trust this person with my life, my heart, and my hereafter. My beloved brothers and sisters, people often say that marriage is built on love. And yes, love is important. But let me tell you a truth that many forget. Love without respect will not last. But respect can keep a marriage alive even when love feels weak. Think about it. Love can be an emotion. Sometimes it burns bright, sometimes it fades. There are days when you feel butterflies, and there are days when you feel distant. That is natural. No one feels the same emotions every day. But respect is not just a feeling. It is a choice, a discipline, a way of life. When respect exists, even on the days when love feels quiet, the marriage still feels safe. Disrespect, however, is like termites in the foundation of a house. It may not destroy everything overnight, but slowly, silently, it eats away at the structure. A hurtful word here, a sarcastic comment there, public humiliation, ignoring your spouse's opinions, all of this breaks the spirit of a marriage. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us to honor one another. He said, "The best of you are those who are best to their wives." Tirmidhi. Notice, he did not say the best of you are those who buy the most gifts or say the most romantic words. He said the best of you are those who are best in treatment, meaning respect, kindness, and honor. Respect shows in many ways: respect in speech, speaking with kindness, avoiding harsh or humiliating words, even in disagreement, never forgetting that your spouse is someone Allah has honored by joining with you. Respect in listening, giving your spouse full attention, valuing their opinions, not dismissing their feelings as silly or unimportant. A person who listens with patience shows the deepest respect. Respect in actions, not belittling your spouse in front of children, family, or friends, protecting their dignity both inside and outside the home, even when correcting them, doing so privately and gently. Respect in appreciation, thanking your spouse for their efforts, whether big or small. A single Jazakallahu khair or thank you can brighten the heart and strengthen the bond. Now let's compare. Imagine a marriage full of love words, but empty of respect. The husband says, "I love you," but yells at his wife in front of others. The wife says, "I love you," but mocks her husband when he makes a mistake. Is that really love? Without respect, those words become meaningless. On the other hand, imagine a marriage where maybe "I love you" is not said every day, but the husband treats his wife like a queen, never raising his voice, protecting her honor, listening to her needs. And the wife speaks with gentleness, values her husband's efforts, and never belittles him. Even if love words are fewer, the home is filled with peace, because respect is the soil where true love grows. My dear brothers and sisters, sometimes marriages fail not because love was missing, but because respect was lost. And once respect is gone, even love feels heavy, because love without respect feels more like control than compassion. If you are single and searching for a spouse, ask yourself, does this person respect me when I disagree with them? Do they respect my values, my dreams, my deen? Do they respect their parents, their friends, even strangers? Because the way they show respect today is the way they will respect you tomorrow. And if you are married, then protect respect like a treasure. Never insult your spouse, not even in jokes. Words leave scars deeper than cuts. Never compare your spouse to someone else. That comparison destroys hearts. Never ignore their efforts. Show gratitude often. Respect is not only about avoiding harm, it is about actively lifting each other up. Remember this. A marriage can survive without constant butterflies, but it cannot survive without respect. Respect is what keeps the door of love open. Respect is what makes both hearts feel safe. And respect is what makes the marriage strong enough to last a lifetime. My beloved brothers and sisters, let me share a simple truth. Without oxygen, a body cannot survive. Without communication, a marriage cannot survive. Just as oxygen keeps the heart alive, communication keeps the marriage alive. Many couples fail not because love is missing, but because communication has died. One speaks, the other does not listen. One hurts, the other does not notice. One feels lonely, while the other is sitting right next to them. Silence grows heavier and heavier until it becomes a wall between them. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ showed us the power of gentle words. He would listen carefully when people spoke to him, even children and the weakest of society. He never interrupted harshly, never turned his face away rudely, and always gave people the feeling that their voice mattered. Imagine if every husband and wife applied this sunnah in their homes, how many arguments would disappear. Communication is not just about talking, it is about connecting. It is about sharing feelings, dreams, fears, and struggles. It is about saying, I hear you, I understand you, and I care about you. Let me explain in simple ways. Listening with the heart. Sometimes your spouse does not need you to fix the problem, they just need you to listen without judgment. When you listen fully, you give them safety. Speaking with kindness. A harsh word can break trust, but a gentle word can heal even the deepest wound. The Prophet ﷺ said, "A good word is charity." Imagine then how much charity it is to speak good words to your spouse daily. Clarity instead of assumption. Many fights happen because one assumes the other should just know. No, my brothers and sisters, no one can read minds. If you are hurt, express it kindly. If you need help, ask clearly. Hidden expectations are traps. Open words are bridges. Timing matters. Communication is not just what you say, but when you say it. Do not raise heavy issues when your spouse is exhausted, angry, or distracted. Choose the right time, the right tone, and the right words, and even difficult conversations become peaceful. Daily check-ins. A short conversation every day about how your day was, what is worrying you, what you are grateful for, creates emotional closeness. Long silences create distance. Now think about a marriage without communication. The husband spends all day outside, comes home and barely says a word. The wife feels invisible, so she stops speaking too. Both live under one roof, but feel like strangers. This is how marriages die, not from one big fight, but from years of silence. On the other hand, think of a marriage where both talk openly, share honestly, and listen with patience. Even when they disagree, they say, "Let's solve this together." Their home becomes a place of comfort, not conflict. They argue sometimes, yes, but they resolve with softness and respect. That is the power of communication. It turns storms into lessons and disagreements into growth. Communication also means apologizing. A simple "I'm sorry" can heal wounds that silence cannot. Pride destroys, humility repairs. Many couples let small issues grow into mountains because they refuse to speak humble words of apology. Remember, saying "I was wrong" does not make you smaller. It makes your marriage stronger. And communication also means expressing love and appreciation. Do not assume your spouse just knows you care. Say it, show it. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would express love to his wives openly. He was not shy to say kind words, and he showed affection in public and private. If he, the best of creation, expressed love with words and actions, then who are we to stay silent? My beloved brothers and sisters, Silence in marriage is dangerous when it is not the silence of peace, but the silence of distance. If you are married, revive your communication today. Ask your spouse, how are you really? What is on your heart? How can I make life easier for you? And then listen, not to reply, but to understand. If you are single and searching, look for someone who speaks with kindness, who listens with patience, who does not mock or belittle when you share your heart. Because beauty may attract your eyes, but communication will hold your soul. Always remember, a marriage without communication suffocates, but a marriage with gentle, honest communication breathes life every single day. My beloved brothers and sisters, listen carefully. No marriage can survive without mercy. Love may bring two people together. Respect may strengthen them. Trust may protect them. But it is mercy that keeps them together when everything else feels weak. Allah Himself tells us this in the Quran. And among His signs is that He created for you spouses from among yourselves, that you may find tranquility in them. And He placed between you affection and mercy. Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. Subhanallah. Did you notice? Allah didn't just say He placed love between the husband and wife. He said affection and mercy, because love alone is not enough. Love is a feeling. It rises and falls. But mercy is a choice. Mercy is what makes you stay, forgive, and keep holding on, even on the days when emotions are not strong. What does mercy in marriage look like? Mercy is when your spouse makes a mistake, and instead of humiliating them, you forgive them and cover their fault. Mercy is when your husband comes home tired and you greet him with a smile instead of complaints. Mercy is when your wife is overwhelmed and you help her with the chores, even if you are tired too. Mercy is when you speak gently, even when you have the right to be harsh. Mercy is when you say, I forgive you, not because they deserve it every time, but because you want Allah to forgive you. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, show mercy to those on the earth, and the one above the heavens will show mercy to you. Tirmidhi. Imagine, every time you show mercy to your spouse, every time you let go of anger, every time you choose patience instead of cruelty, Allah promises to shower His mercy upon you. My brothers and sisters, marriage is not two perfect people coming together. It is two imperfect people learning to forgive each other again and again. Without mercy, those imperfections will feel unbearable, but with mercy, those imperfections become opportunities for growth. Think of mercy like glue. A marriage without glue falls apart the moment stress or hardship comes. But when mercy is present, even broken pieces can be mended, and the bond can become stronger than before. Look around today. Many marriages collapse not because of one big problem, but because mercy dried up. Words became harsh, forgiveness disappeared, pride took over, and when mercy is gone, the heart becomes cold. But mercy revives hearts. Mercy heals wounds. Mercy softens even the hardest moments. And here's something amazing. When you show mercy to your spouse, you are not just saving your marriage, you are also bringing barakah into your life, because Allah loves mercy and He places blessings in the homes where mercy exists. If you are single, don't just look for someone who makes your heart race. Look for someone who has a soft heart, someone who forgives, someone who helps, someone who doesn't hold grudges. That is the person who will make your marriage last. And if you are already married, revive mercy today. Do not wait until your spouse is perfect, because perfection will never come. Lower your expectations, raise your forgiveness. Choose mercy again and again, and watch how Allah fills your home with peace. Remember this always, love may start a marriage, but mercy makes it last. Mercy is the glue that holds two souls together, even when life tries to pull them apart. My beloved brothers and sisters, we have spoken about Taqwa, character, trust, respect, communication, and mercy. But let me share with you the truth that binds all of these lessons together. A marriage will only be truly beautiful when Allah is at the center of it. Think about it. When Allah is absent, marriage becomes a battlefield of egos. Each one says, "My rights, my needs, my way." But when Allah is present, the heart says, "How can I please Allah through serving my spouse? How can we both walk together toward Jannah?" The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us that marriage itself is an act of worship. Every smile you give your spouse, every effort you make to protect your spouse, every moment of patience, it is all recorded as ibadah when done for the sake of Allah. Subhanallah, imagine, something as simple as feeding your spouse a bite of food can become a form of charity in the sight of Allah. When Allah is at the center, prayer becomes the heartbeat of the home. A husband and wife who pray together are not just sharing a room, they are sharing a journey to Jannah. The angels surround them, the shaitan flees, and their home becomes filled with sakina, tranquility. Keeping Allah at the center means starting your marriage with halal, not haram. Avoiding what displeases Allah in the beginning so that the home begins with barakah. Making dua for each other, not just saying "I love you," but saying, "Ya Allah, protect the one I love, forgive them, bless them, and keep us together in this dunya and in Jannah." That is the most powerful expression of love, reminding each other of Deen. A strong spouse is not one who buys the biggest gifts, but one who reminds you of your salah, who encourages you to recite Quran, who stands by your side in Ramadan, and who gently pulls you away from sin, seeking Allah's help in conflicts. When disagreements happen, as they surely will, don't let pride lead the way. Sit down together, make wudu, pray 2 rakah, and ask Allah to guide your hearts back to peace. But my brothers and sisters, when Allah is pushed to the side, even the strongest-looking marriage begins to crumble. Without dhikr, without prayer, without Quran, the heart becomes empty. And an empty heart cannot sustain a full marriage. If you are single and looking for a spouse, don't just ask, "Do they look good? Do they have money? Do they have status?" Ask instead, "Will this person help me get closer to Allah? Will they remind me of Jannah? Will they walk with me on the path of Deen?" Because when beauty fades and wealth disappears, only faith remains. And if you are married, renew your marriage by renewing your bond with Allah. Pray together. Recite Quran together. Make istighfar together. Talk about Jannah together. Turn your marriage into a journey of worship, not just companionship. My beloved brothers and sisters, always remember this. A marriage centered on people will break when people change, but a marriage centered on Allah will last, because Allah never changes. My beloved brothers and sisters, we have learned today that a beautiful marriage is not built in a single day, nor is it built on shallow things like looks, wealth, or social status. It is built step by step on the right foundation. A foundation that begins with taqwa, grows with good character, strengthens with trust, blossoms with respect, breathes through communication, survives with mercy, and shines brightest when Allah is at the very center. Marriage is not about finding a perfect person, because there are no perfect people. It is about building a perfect foundation together. It is about holding each other's hands when life is heavy, forgiving each other when mistakes are made, and reminding each other of Allah when the world tries to distract us. Remember, a wedding is just one night, but a marriage is for a lifetime. Many people pour everything into the celebration, the lights, the clothes, the stage, the guests, while forgetting to prepare for the life that begins after the celebration ends. Do not build your marriage on the temporary decorations of this dunya. Build it on the eternal principles that Allah has taught us. And always remember, marriage is not just for dunya, it is for akhirah. The person you marry is not only your companion in this life, but potentially your companion in Jannah. Imagine standing on the day of judgment and seeing your spouse among the people of paradise and walking together into eternal happiness. What greater success could there be? So if you are single, my advice to you is this. Before searching for the right spouse, work on becoming the right spouse. Purify your heart, strengthen your faith, polish your character, and live with taqwa. Because like attracts like, when you build yourself on the right foundation, Allah will send you someone who is also built on the right foundation. And if you are already married, then do not lose hope. Even if mistakes were made, even if pain exists, it is never too late to rebuild your foundation. Begin again with taqwa. Begin again with mercy. Begin again with Allah at the center. A marriage that is rebuilt for the sake of Allah will be blessed with His light, His forgiveness, and His peace. My beloved brothers and sisters, the world today teaches us that marriage is about selfies, likes, and appearances. But Allah teaches us that marriage is about patience, mercy, respect, and worship. The world teaches us to chase perfection. Allah teaches us to seek forgiveness and growth together. The world teaches us to give up when it gets hard. Allah teaches us that those who are patient will be rewarded beyond imagination. So I leave you with this reminder. A beautiful marriage is not luck, it is built. It is not found, it is created. And the most beautiful of all marriages are those built on the foundation of faith, mercy, and the love of Allah. May Allah bless you with marriages that are filled with taqwa, trust, respect, and mercy. May He protect your homes from the whispers of shaitan. And may He unite you with your spouses, not just in this dunya, but forever in Jannatul Firdus, with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ameen.